Okay, here we go. Buena Vista Museum of Natural History and Sciences represents the sciences of Kern County. Kern County has more science resources than any other county in the continental United States. And as a result, we would like to advance the scientific knowledge and information for the entire community. As a result, we would like to have a regular news blog about the latest new science discoveries that come along. One of the best resources, something I get weekly, is Science. American Association for the Advancement of Science. Science Magazine comes weekly. It costs me about $300 a year for membership to get that literature. I would like to do some quick updates for the issue of August 24th. Next week I'll be working on the next week's issue, which is the 31st of August. That'll be some neat information, stuff about, that's all right, we'll cover that next week. In astronomy, aerospace, we have Mojave and we have NASA and Edwards Air Force Base, and we have the Naval Weapons Center. Astronomy and aerospace, India is preparing for space exploration by the year 2022. You think they'll be consulting anything with NASA at Edwards? Anyhow, NASA is moving towards small satellites, around about $55 million, programs for deep space exploration. Near space orbit, how do we get those out into space and get them started? What about Mojave, our local closest spaceport? It's in Kern County. New observations from from the Gaia spacecraft indicate that about 15% of white dwarfs had greater than expected masses, suspecting that they were produced by mergers between two parent stars or two white dwarfs. Paleontology. This is neat. I'm really excited. A 50,000-year-old female rib of a hominid was found in Russia's Denisova Valley, which has been determined to be a 50-50 hybrid between a Denisovian male and a Neanderthal woman. This proves that different hominids did interbreed. We're finding all kinds of examples, but this one was dead on a 50-50. So, and they could determine by the female DNA that it was paleontology. Marine ecology. Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, WHOI, is heading up a new study on the understudied mid-depths from 200 to 1,000 meters below the surface, oceanic ecology. Early studies show up to 4 times the biodiversity of the upper or lower regions of the ocean. So they're finding that there's migration between the two layers, both up and down, and this provides enough bionutrients in order to supply 4 times the normal biodiversity of the top or the bottom. Climatology. Sticky glaciers, as they're called, in North Arctic, thickening and settling about 1 million years ago, are responsible for the ice ages that occur at longer intervals. Originally, they were going at about every 40,000 years ago, and now they're up to 100,000 years apart. Animal health. A variation on African swine fever is potentially emerging in China's pig herds. This could be devastating for the largest pig herds in the world. Usurian tube-nosed bats, 30-some found in Sapporo, Japan, have been found to hibernate in snow-insulated compartments. They're able to isolate themselves in these little packages inside the snow and go into full hibernation. That's the first time this has been recorded on bats. In the human health and the human genetics range, Huntington's disease, a major genetic problem for many people, and one of the larger known genetic diseases, is caused by genetically produced protein in the person's DNA. May soon be blockable by injecting a synthetic DNA strand antisense molecule into the spinal fluids that would produce the protein that would block the protein that causes the Huntington disease. Okay, that's neat. People wouldn't have to count on dying that horrible death. Zika virus. carried to the host by mosquitoes. We're just finding about the Aedes here in Kern County is here and can pass the Zika virus. Aedes, daytime ankle biters, as they were called in the news. Zika virus carried to the host by mosquitoes has been turned into transmit through sex from being stored asymptomatically in the male testes of the humans, resulting in significant birth defects in the offspring. So it could be that the male has the Zika virus, and that's how the child gets birth defects from the Zika virus that's transmitted when he has sex in order to make the baby. Okay. Robots have been found useful in helping autistic kids communicate with adults. Kang et al. Have developed a tri-layer scaffolding tissue that in vivo, inside the person, can repair osteochondral defects. Great potential for joint repair. Wouldn't it be great to be able to just completely relayer all of our joints that are going faulty? Monthly shots may soon replace daily anti-HIV oral pills. It'd be a lot more convenient, a lot better control of HIV if we could give the shots monthly. World Health Organization announced that there's an unprecedented outbreak of measles in Europe. 41,000 cases were reported in the first half of 2018. 23,000 of these cases were in the Ukraine. So far, 37 people have died of the measles. WHO announced, World Health Organization, that multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, MDR, TB, is on the increase, requiring new and better therapies. There were 600,000 new cases of MDR-TB, multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, in 2016. And in the world of physics and chemistry, they're finding all kinds of new effects about the graphene crystals. Graphene quasicrystals in twisted bilayer configurations have been found to have unique and previously undiscovered electronic properties. That's a 7-minute report. I'm hoping you guys can find some neat information about that. Let's see if we can do this weekly and have fun learning science in the biggest science community in the continental United States. This is Dave Hanley saying have a great day, have a scientific day. Let's look into the eyes of the universe.